Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Building and Chatting podcast. Today, of course, I have WM Productions, and we are very sorry for getting this episode out a little later. Well, we we were busy, and we're now doing Andor with episodes 1 through 5. So, yes, and we will do episode 6 when it
Wait, how
comes
many
out, and
episodes are
all
there
the
gonna?
following.
Do you know
12,
how
I
many episodes
believe.
there's gonna be in the series? Oh wow.
12. So yeah, we got wait, wait, no, yeah, seven. Wait a minute. Hold up. No, wait, seven. I'm sorry. Yeah, because if it was at six, we would have six more left. So yeah, I was just blanked it. But no, sorry, but we are here to talk about Andor episodes 1 through 5, and to show that we are committed. Boom. Okay, so um So we're going to start off. I would honestly say let's do 1 through 3 together, and then we'll mention when we're doing 4 and 5, because 1 through 3 is definitely a thing that needs to be talked about together, because it's one complete thing. They all work together, and that's kind of, I like that about Andor. It has arcs, so it all connects together. But if they're on a different planet, it's an arc. So yeah. So, what did you think about the Ferrex arc, WM, before we get into talking about it?
It was slow, kind of, but it was entertaining.
Yes, so let's get right into episode 1 and start off with what we thought and kind of go over it. So, in the first episode, I do like the Andor intro, by the way. I think it's very interesting. It's a little different than what other Star Wars shows have given us for an intro. But, yeah. But also, well, at the beginning of the show, uh, he is on that planet. Kind of looks like a little bit of like, I don't know, like a gambling district bar type area. I just forgot the name, and he's going there to search for his sister. He says, he goes to the bar. I'm looking for his sister. We now that could be a lie. We don't really know what he's looking for. The sister hasn't been mentioned since
She
around
was only
then.
mentioned once.
Yeah, like and then these people uh they're like lieutenants or something in the guard there. They hear him talking about something, and they try to rob him once he leaves the bar. He knocks one of them out, and then or puts one to the ground, and then hits someone against a pipe or something on the wall, and that man he gets a very bad concussion, and, and then dies. So yeah, he got knocked out. He got knocked out to the afterlife. So and then of course Cassian shoots the
KO.
other dude. KO. Yeah,
Oh.
and then the other dude Andor does not trust. He's like, we can go. The dude's like, we can go to the police. We can figure this out. And then Andor just shoots him because he doesn't trust anyone. And I thought that was a very interesting way to start the show because
Yeah.
it shows us that Cassian, of course, is capable. And of course, this is off Rogue One as well, so this leads up to that movie. So I mean, I enjoyed that first part, and then we get to Ferrex with B2EMO and Andor doing some stuff. So WM, I'm gonna let you take over here. What is Andor doing on Ferrex for a little bit in this episode after the crazy
Isn't he
intro?
trying to like sell some stuff or something like that to the one lady?
Yeah, he's looking to leave because he's in trouble, or he feels like someone will come down on him for the murder of those two officers, or whatever. That's on the because this planet he was on is also in Ferrex's sector. So he was like he's looking to get out of there and freaking out, kind
Yeah.
of. And but yeah, episode one, I would say I did enjoy episode one, but mainly it was getting us introduced to also another big character in the show, Cyril Karn, which we now know is a very big part of this show, bigger than what we thought of first, of course. And so yeah, I liked. I know this goes into more spoilers later, but I honestly thought these guys were like, they are Empire, but they're not with the Empire. So does that, if that makes any sense? Like they have jurisdiction. These people have jurisdiction over Ferrex, but they report to the Empire. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I could not. I cannot remember any of the names of the people besides Andor, Cassian.
yeah, Cyril. And then doesn't he go to Biff's place, his friend, and gets and also like his stepmom's place too. Remember because he had that stepmom character. In the show, it's not revealed this till episode three, but yeah, he has like a stepmom type figure that's been helping him survive with the droid of his, and
This show has a
also,
lot of good moms.
hmm and but he's trying to sell the Star Path, the Starlink, the Imperial Starlink to someone so he can leave because he's afraid that he's going to get caught by bad people. So he tells his friends to like, hey, don't let people know I'm gone, and just say I was doing this, like to have a drink with you, and then I just stumbled out, right, and then he goes to that his friend Biff, the mechanic lady, and he asks if anyone wants a Star Path, right? The guy that's coming for him wants the Starlink unit or whatever,
Yeah.
and then that's how episode. Basically, that's what Andor, the first episode is. It's him wanting to sell this Star Path unit to this person so he can get out of Dodge. That's episode one. He's trying to get out of Dodge, and then in episode two, we get introduced to the rebel character, which we're going to talk about right now. It's basically Andor is got this Star Path unit and he wants to sell it, and he's getting ready for the buyer to come. That's episode one mainly. Episode two. Do you remember a lot about episode two, or do I need to cover a little of it?
I remember the very end, and I remember it kind of confused me because like there was that one kid that they showed a lot of with like
uh,
in the green, you know. And I thought that was like supposed to be Cassian, and he was like young. But
yeah.
then
Oh, yeah, no,
it's
Casa.
not.
That's Cassian Andor. Yep, that's him when he's younger.
It is.
Yeah, that's why he's flashing back. His name was Casa there. Yeah,
Wait,
that's
but
Cat.
yeah, it,
That's
it confused me because then like I think episode
that.
three, like the stepmom was like in that one base and she saw him.
Yeah, that's why. That's how Andor got with her. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like happening like in current
No,
time.
he was going back through his memories because he was just so like he's gone through so much. But yeah, let's get say with episode two, well, it will be quick because the buyer comes and he's looking to settle to buy this thing from Andor. This happens at the beginning, and I love this. Like they they will do everything in episode one, right, to set this up, and then they will have him come in immediately. You know, or around like because you get introduced to him at the beginning when he's coming in to the area,
Yeah,
and then he goes to meet Andor in this garage, but also Cyril and the Imperials have found Andor's face, so they're after him too.
Wait, I thought he
So,
like met with him in episode 3.
or was it episode 3? See, we're getting a little. Or
Because
maybe
I
it was the end
remember,
of episode 2. They introduced the
yeah, I
rebel.
remember he was like talking with the other guy on like the uh, train type of like space train type of thing.
Yeah, but I thought that was in episode 2. But if that's 3, then that's okay.
No, like I was saying, it's the end of episode 2 where he's introduced.
Mm, around there, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, episodes 1 and 2 are basically what we just describe. Episode 2 was the Star Path unit, I think, actually. Oh no, 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 it was. It was episode 1. I'm sorry. Mainly, the episode 2 was him just going around and telling everybody that he needs to leave for a bit, but
Yeah,
basically. And then that's when. Oh, and episode 2 is when they figured out that he was Cassian Andor, the Ferrex people. That's right, because they get the bar lady that told to reveal his identity or show him show the face of him. So yeah, they know now
and he's
Andor
like freaking
killed
out.
those two people. Yeah, and that's when Lufin comes in, or the rebel leader. So if I'm Lufin Royale, he comes and to get Andor, but we think he's there for the Star Path unit, but he's not. He's there for Andor. So
In episode
that was a
2, though,
very interesting
I
thing.
really enjoyed that one scene where his stepmom was like freaking out. That was
Oh
fun to
yeah,
watch.
because he yeah because well yeah
Who
because
did
she
you
didn't
tell
want him
that
to
you
get
were
dragged in.
Canary?
Yeah. I love the stepmom character. It was a very good relationship there, and it was also the droid too. But but now, uh, WM, this is a crazy episode. I thought episode 3 was a pretty good, but episode 3 was very action packed. The other two episodes had action, right? But this
Yeah,
episode right here is what we were. This was a scene also that was kind of shown in the trailers and with some marketing materials and merchandise, especially the ambush on Ferrex. This is set from Lego. This episode 3 is that scene at the end, but we're going to cover the whole episode. So I loved episode 3. I thought it had a lot of good moments to it. But this is when Lufin meets Andor is at the beginning. So and they reveal
yes.
names. He's selling the Star Path unit, and then the Empire or the Ferrex Guard. I'm sorry, finds out that he's in that garage with Lufin, so they're going to attack. So do you remember what happens next when they're in the garage and Cyril is coming for them?
He basically like the guy like mentions his father, and then like Cassian puts a gun to his head. He's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
And then like they talk, and he's trying to recruit him, and then they're like, "We need to
yeah.
get out of here." And then he takes like he's like I forget what it was, but he's like, "Never own anything that you can't control." And he breaks it.
Yeah, and then that's when the those troopers start coming in and trying to kill him. And then Andor tries to go back for the Star Path unit, and well, he can't get it in time because this barn is coming apart because of the explosion on the door or whatever, this garage barn. So it's literally getting destroyed, and uh, and they lose the Star Path unit because Luther's just like, let it be. You're who I came for. Blah blah blah. We need to get out of here. And then this is where we have our ambush on Ferrex. Remember, they send out the car to get shot up, and then they get on the speeder
Yeah,
to escape. But there was also that scene what was it? They booby trap or Luthen did or something. Booby trapped the Imperial gunship to smash into the wall or something. Like
Isn't this
they
like
hooked
also the
it.
episode where what's the mechanical lady's name again?
The mechanical. Oh yes, I'm sorry. There's another big plot line in this in the episode 1 and 2, and this is why the Ferrex people find them so quick. Biff's boyfriend that also works at the mechanics garage with her or owns it, whatever. He reveals to the Ferrex guards that Andor is on Ferrex. So that's how they find him and get his face and get and can track where he's at through a comm that he gave to B2. So yeah, not really a good situation, everything considered. Yeah, you know. But his name
Yeah.
was Troy, and well, WM, what happens to Troy in episode 3? Do you,
He dies.
Yeah, he tries to save Biff, runs at her, runs at guards with blasters. Remember, this is like four guys. Runs at them to try and save her. No weapons, mind you, and gets flipping shot down. And it's like, ooh, what you say? It's all I could think of. Like he's just going down. I'm just like, I kind of just laughed at it because it's just like, I know he wants to try and protect her, but come on, my man.
What did he think
Just,
was gonna happen?
yeah, maybe he just wanted to die. I don't know, but no, but Andor and Luthen escape from the garage, the space barn, whatever, and they they use a decoy with the car, and then they get out on a speeder. The Imperial gunship is trying to go after them, but well, Luthen, because remember, didn't Luthen find it and trapped it somehow? Or they did something to where it got trapped and exploded? Or was the dude just
Something.
a bad driver? Didn't the hook or something clip on to the side and then he smashed into the side? Like yeah, the
Something like
Imperial
that.
the Imperial gunship does not last long. Everybody, it goes down. False merchandise right there, Lego. No, but yeah, but they escape on the speeder, and it goes to show, and it does a montage over like sad music of how he's leaving everybody behind. Biff and Troy, you see them where she's like hugging his body. You see B2 and the stepmom, like looking sad, crying. Like everyone's sad at the end of episode 3, and then Cyril is like bloodthirsty. He looks so mad at the end, like so depressed and mad. But yeah, I did like Cyril Karn. I thought he was a good character, and of course, the guy that was with him, the fat man, like everyone's meme to death. The like oh my god, guys, we got the first curse in Star Wars. Like one of the first. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. But it was a fun episode. I thought I know, but yeah, and Andor goes with Luthen, and that mainly ends the Ferrex arc. It's Andor's recruitment, and so now the newest arc is episodes 4 and 5. The Ferrex arc was great though. I what would you if you had to give a rating for the Ferrex arc in general, what would you rate it?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, like if they're slower, like the thing is the episodes like on their own can be a little slow, but when you put it all together, it is 10 out of 10. It is a
Yeah, I watched
great
it like all together mostly.
Yeah, yeah, because it came out with the first three. You and then I need to say this. You texted me on Instagram, and you're like, "Man, I'm getting kind of confused. Like, where is this going?" And I had to explain to you that it's an arc, and you're like, "Oh, so they all can." And I said it all connects, like poetry, because if everyone knows that's a famous George Lucas line, it all connects, just like poetry. so, so yeah, but but yeah, I just had to say that to you. And then you're like, "Oh, I get it now." And
I get it now.
but yeah, you also were like, "Oh, I guess we should also before we move on to the next episodes talk about the Casa storyline before we move on with these episodes." So Casa is Andor as a kid. So there were only a few moments of scenes. He like grew up in a tribal camp, you could say, right? And an Imperial, what was it?
Yeah,
Imperial Republic ship crashes or Imperial? I think they said Republic, but I think it's Imperial because they're mining for stuff on his
yeah,
planet, and a ship crashes, and and then they go to see what the crash was, right? They see all these dead, the people that are like dead, and like what two are pretending to be dead, or one or two, one. But
yes.
that one shoots. I don't know what she's supposed to. Is that his sister? Like his girlfriend? Like I didn't get. I didn't. They shoot her. Like he
I'm
likes
thinking
her.
it
So
has to be like his. Yeah,
I. I feel like the sister was the younger one at the camp, and that might have
yeah.
been like a friend of his because. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah, she gets shot. Everybody's getting shot in these. And
Yeah, and then they
so
shoot like one of the guys guarding the place with like 17 arrows.
yeah, with some sleeping darts or lethal poison darts, whatever they were, and everybody's getting the leader of the camp back for healing, but Andor goes on the ship. Our Casa goes on the ship, child
Casa.
Andor, and he gets found by the stepmom and her friend while they're looking for parts on there. But yeah, and then they take him to be a family. Yeah. We never know what happens to the friend though. If that was like her boyfriend, we never know what happened to him. He just is not there, so he probably died or something before
He
the events of the main show
probably
take place.
died.
Well, they didn't reveal it or not, but it seems to be he died if he's not there or left. I don't know, but yeah, that was the Casa storyline, which I thought was very interesting. But it showed how he got there, but then it was also the main arc too for the show with Luthen and joining the rebellion and stuff. So there were two storylines: the Casa storyline and the Ferric storyline taking place at the same time, which I could see is why I was a little like, "Oh, this is weird." I felt that same way with the
Wait,
flashbacks. Like there, this is yeah, but I
we're talking
enjoyed
about
it near
episode
the.
4 right now.
Now we're doing episode 4. I just wanted to cover the Casa stuff because we didn't really talk about it. And that was in episodes 1 through 3, along with the Ferrix arc. Okay, yeah, so now we are on to the new planet arc. I Aldiro, is that it? Aldiro or something? It's something
It's
like
like,
that.
isn't it like something with a K?
Like, it's like AH, like
It's like a
Akaro.
hockey.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a this is the new planet arc, and this is episode 4. What I mean, this is my opinion of 4 and 5 before we get into it more in detail, right? they're setting up for something, and I can see that. But these episodes are mainly telling you what they're going to do, and it's but
It's like
Andor
right
gets
on the
yeah.
verge of being right on the verge of being filler.
Yeah, this is a now once you come off of Ferrix and see all that, this part is a little bit of a slower burn, but I enjoyed it.
Same.
Because that was what Rogue One was, and the people that complain about a slower burn that either must not have enjoyed Rogue One or they liked it but thought it was too long, or something. Because Rogue One gave you the slow burn, and then it gave you the good. Then it ramped up. So which is which is what Andor's doing, and I think that's what gives Andor its goodness. I think that you give it the time to breathe. Just give us the time to see these characters develop. Give us time to remember these people. And now that we have 12 episodes, I guarantee there's 3 arcs in the season, like they did with Clone Wars, season 7. We have 4 arcs. I guarantee that's about the same here. We'll probably have
Wait, do you know
maybe
what the guy's name was with like the huh?
uh the guy's name. Which one?
With the like his hair is always coming to the side.
Uh is it the younger guy?
Yeah, the one that with 1 through 3 was with the guy that like did one of
Is
the
it the
first
nerdy
episodes.
one? Like the nerd one? Like he's talking to Andor about all of his equipment. That guy. Neck.
No, like
Oh. Oh, Lufin, the main, like the one with Andor.
uh
Well, let's get into
no, it was like
episode
the guy
4,
with
and then we might remember. So
yeah.
Lufin takes Andor to this planet, and he says, You're with this person now," and it shows this woman coming down the hill. He's like, "I thought I was with you. I thought you were the leader." And it's like, no, this job is her. This is her like job. But I'm helping her get you. You know. And now Cassian with these people is under the new nickname Clem, and he goes with, is it something like Dell or something? He goes with her
I think it is
to,
Dell.
yeah, Dell, and
Maybe it's
she he
Deb. No,
I
Deb.
don't know, Deb, you dead? No, um, but he goes with her to their camp, and he meets the crew and everything. Of course, there's the guy that doesn't trust. Well, they don't trust him at first, of course. Duh. Like so late into this operation they've been planning, and this new guy shows up. Of course, they're going to be a little suspicious. But so we meet Sel, like Sel, Sel, the guy that doesn't fully trust him, right? Then uh there's like the neck guy, like Neckamet or something, like him, the nerdy code breaker guy, like the guy that talks about all his stuff. Um,
Yeah, and then
Cinta,
yeah, and
Cinta.
Cassian's like never touch my stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that was, I think, yeah, to the guy that doesn't trust him. But that was in episode 5 where he's touching his stuff like that. But yeah, but you meet these ragtag group of people, and they're going after the garrison on the planet, the Imperial garrison, to take it down. And they've got the main commander of this base under their control, or they're helping each other because the commander wants it gone too, because the Empire has like hurt him a lot. So they've got that one, and they got a lieutenant with them, the commander and the lieutenant there to help. take down the Imperial garrison, but it's like a 7-man team to take this down, and there's 40 people inside. So yeah, and of course we get our planning montage and all that with, and at the end he has to read all this. Andor has to read all this stuff about the garrison, to be prepared. Read all that information. And that they do some training and stuff. The normal stuff.
The normal stuff.
And then episode 5 but yeah, episode 4 was decent. What would you rate episode 4, WM?
7 or 8.
Yeah, this was definitely a slower burn episode compared to the last one. Oh, WM, I just forgot one thing. Lufin uses a collector's store, like an antique collector's store, as a cover for his rebel business. And who do we meet in episode 4 as
Oh
well? The
yes.
Mon Mothma. Senator Mon Mothma is back, everybody. And she is helping Lufin with his adventures. But she says she might be a little low on the funds right now. So, but yeah. I kind of hate the thing I hated about it is Mon Mothma's family are kind of jerks, man. I mean, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
She's just trying to help people, and they're being jerks to her too. So it's like, but I mean, she always said like she's always had it tough to do stuff like this. Even like some of her family doesn't support her. She said that in other stuff before.
Yeah. And,
So
Lufin, or like what's wait? How do you pronounce it?
Lufin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's an F in there, but it's a
Oh,
TH. Lufin. Yeah. But yeah,
put on like a whole.
he's got the nice get up and stuff. He's got a fancy wig to wear for when he does this too. It's like I don't know. It was just funny. And he's played by the guy that does Eric Selving in the like Avengers and Marvel movies, Dr. Eric Selving. So that's very interesting as well. But yeah,
Oh yeah, he is.
yeah. So we get introduced to the new ragtag group that Andor's gonna help on that planet, and Lufin runs a store on Coruscant that supplies rebels
I
or where
still
they
can't
and
remember
stuff.
that one guy's name.
I can't remember the names. There's Cinta Del.
Cyril Karn.
Oh, Oh
Cyril
yeah,
Karn, I think it
Cyril
is.
Karn gets kicked
He
out
moves
of
in.
the.
He like
Yeah.
yeah, and then he moves back in with like his mom.
Yeah, because he failed the mission on Ferrix. Yeah, he gets kicked out of the Ferrix
Which
Rebellion, and the Empire takes over Ferrix fully. And he has to
he
go live
walks
with
up.
his mom on Coruscant.
He walks up to the door, and then she just slaps him, and then lets him back into her house.
Yeah, yeah, and Uncle Hato, right? Uncle Hato is gonna try and find him a job.
And we got like the first like serial in Star Wars, basically, that they're reading.
Oh, yeah, with the blue milk.
Cyril's mother is, I gotta say, the best character in the show.
I liked her, but just something I don't know why just something about her voice was made me a little annoyed. I don't know. It just sounded like someone like breathing while they talk or something. I don't. It's nothing against it. It's just I was like, well, I can understand her, but some things are just like a little like, oh. Gotcha. Because I'm a little deaf, so when some things come out, I'm like, oh, okay. Thankfully, I have subtitles for some of them, but no, I enjoyed the Cyriel's mom, but I don't know. I'm like,
What?
no, I enjoyed the character. I enjoy all the characters in this show. Really, they all have a very interesting thing about them that you can relate to.
Yeah.
But I think Andor is the most relatable Star Wars show that they've ever put out. Actually, because it actually there's something to it, and I think it's a really good show. But I mean, it's just like I'm glad that this is how we can get more good Star Wars, and not well, not
Yeah.
Kenobi. That's all I'll say. Kenobi, well, we know what Kenobi did, and we don't talk about it. I but episode 5 now. We need to go to episode 5 now. But yeah, episode 4 was great. I think it was definitely a little slower than the past 3, right? But it held its own, which is always good. So I thought it was a good episode to get us introduced to this new group. And now episode 5 happens, and this is where they are fully planning everything to go after the garrison. So at WM, what happens in this episode 5? Or what happens at the beginning? Do you remember? Because this was the
Wasn't
part
it?
where he wakes up and sees a cell with his stuff. Or the guy that doesn't
Yeah,
trust
he
him.
gets
He's
like
yeah,
super mad.
yeah, and they talk about how they were in the army and stuff, or from like a young age and stuff, and that's how he had that. That's how he
Yeah, he
had
was
all
like
those guns.
in some type of thing since he was 16.
Yeah, yeah, he was enrolled at 13 and left when he was 16. I think is what he said before, because he said I went in at 13 to him, so he left around 16 or 17.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Why would someone bring treasures on a heist or something like that?"
Yeah, and then what else was? Oh, after that, uh, Cinta and Dal need to talk to him, or no, they need to talk to him about how to get in because they didn't know about the how to load up the goods. Remember, they didn't know how to load it up on
Yeah, they
the
did.
cargo loader. They didn't know how to connect the goods to it, so he's like, "How do you not know this? How are you going to get past this without me?" Like, what were you thinking? And he's like, "I drive." Cassian's like, "I drive because you don't know nothing." He doesn't say that, but he's like, "I'm going to drive because if I'm risking my life for this, then I better be driving." And they said, "Okay." Wait, we're missing another really important detail from episode 4 too. That is in episode 5. Do you remember the sky crystal?
Oh yeah, the sky crystal.
Which comes up near
Um,
which actually they're training to walk like the soldiers, right? Because they're going to infiltrate the base. So they're training to walk like soldiers, and get everything prepared so they can look authentic and go in there and infiltrate the base so they can take the money because they're stealing credits and raiding the armory and stuff. for weapons and stuff. So they're going
Yep.
to go, but they train right, and they head out. Oh wait, while they're training but doing the stormtrooper walk, they a Tie fighter goes overhead of them and comes super low and goes overhead. But it doesn't spot them or anything.
Lock the
But they have
door.
to hide the guns. Huh? What was it? Sorry.
What?
What did you say about the Tie fighter coming down?
I
Or
said it
no, I
wasn't
meant.
good.
Oh yeah, yeah, that wasn't good. It got close, didn't it? It got close, but now this is when they start to head out. Right? They pack up and head out, and they are going through the misty mountains from. And they on this mountain they're resting, right? And then the dude that doesn't trust himself or
Yeah.
said it's cuts, either cuts or like puts a knife to Cassian's throat and takes the sky crystal, the sky kyber crystal, off of his neck and says, "Now, how can we trust you? Why are you taking a gem that costs 30,000 credits or more into a, on a job like this?" And I'm like, he's like, I knew we couldn't trust him. So yeah, but
Yeah.
Cassian admits that he's getting paid 200,000 credits to them to do this. Yeah, he's getting paid to do this job, and he's like, you wouldn't be here without me. I'm trying to help you survive. And they're like, well, is it all for the money? And he's like, no, why would I be risking my life like this just for it? And so they begin to trust him more and more. And then what happens? This is the end of the episode at the end, so I'm going to let you take it away. What happens at the end here?
I'm gonna let you take it away.
You want me to do it?
Yes.
All right, let me do this. Okay, so at the end of the episode, everybody, what happens is, uh, said CEO, it's something like that. I know it's an S. He gets he apologizes to Andor through a confession about his brother owning a farm, right? And that the
Yep.
Empire killed his brother and burned his farm. And that was
That was.
the confession
He's like,
apology to Andor.
he's like, that's the closest thing you're gonna get to an apology.
Yeah. And then they and then Dell and Cinta go off to do what they have for the plan, and the boys are all together, and they are going to go infiltrate the base. And they've already singled Commander Gorn, so he knows they're there as well. So yeah, everyone, and this is setting up to be a very action-packed heist episode in the next episode of Andor. But WM, what would you
Yep.
give episode 5 of Andor?
Probably a 9.
Yeah, I did like this episode a lot. There were a lot of good moments. Andor just keeps impressing me more and more as I watch it. And I think that that's a true thing with Andor that no one else has really done. I'm glad we got Mon Mothma back because everyone wants to see more of the Mon, but I think that this gave greater development to her character than what most other shows have not. And also near the end of
Yep.
the episode, doesn't he think that Cassian betrayed him, Luthen, because he hasn't heard back?
Yeah.
Or like I knew I shouldn't have sent Andor. They're probably dead. And then yeah, Kinda, his assistant there, says
Kinta.
at the shop says, "Well, if they're alive or dead, it doesn't matter. We'll just figure it out when we can," and tells them that we need to close up now. And that was the end of episode 5 of Lupin looking a little concerned. So yeah, this was a very. I mean, this show so far has been very great. I think that episode 6 will definitely be one of the bigger episodes for sure. But I think setting it up in this way really paid it off, you know. And I think
Yeah,
I do like that.
I'm
I like
excited
that
for
we're
episode
yeah.
6.
I like how we're getting that slow burn and then you get the major action. Like you get like it's going down. But I
It's
guarantee
great.
we'll end this arc here, maybe at episode 6, if they raid and it all goes well. Because they might just do 3 episode arcs, which would mean we would have 4 arcs at the end of Andor if they do it that way. We would have Ferrex, this
Hopefully, one of them
planet.
includes his sister.
Where is his sister, everybody? Was that just a lie to be more empathetic? Or is that actually his sister? Well, we know this person exists, because it was in records, right?
Yeah.
Of the club or whatever in episode 1. But where is she now? We don't know. Maybe she's a villain. Maybe she's part of the Empire or something. We don't know. Do you have any theories about his sister, WM? Why did she go missing at the club, or why hasn't she been seen since? What do you think?
Hmm. Probably killed.
Killed? Well, she left a few months, right? A few months ago, and what it was like? What she left 6 months ago before he got there on that planet.
Yeah.
So he must. So she must. I don't know. I don't know if she'd be dead in
Actually,
six
probably
months.
not killed.
Yeah, in 6 months, I don't know, but there's something going on there why they're keeping it mysterious. But I guarantee by the Rogue One timeline, she is dead. Because there is a line in Andor where Andor says, I lost all of my family. Like, the rebellion's all I got left, basically, remember?
Yeah.
So, something happens with his sister. Now, could that mean, like, in episode 3 of the series, he just left? Like, he abandoned his family? Or left them to protect them? Like, something like that? Or did some of them die? We don't know. But I guarantee that, especially Andor Season 1 and Season 2, will definitely confirm this. Because we are
There's a
getting a.
season 2?
Oh, Season 2 was greenlit before the show came out. Yeah, we're getting a
Oh.
Season 2. All right, like Disney was very confident with that one. They were like, "Oh, this is good." If they're like Season 2, even The
Oh,
Mandalorian
season
didn't get
2.
a Season 2 announcement until like a month or so, like a few weeks after the finale of Season 1. So yeah, that Andor got it is amazing. So, but also WM, we are done talking about Andor tonight. But I did want to go over one more thing with you before we end. Um, so you know about Tales of the Jedi, right?
Some.
Are you going to watch? Are we going to watch that for the podcast?
Sure.
All right, everybody. So I think that it comes out sometime this month, actually. WM. So so we got Andor and Tales of the Jedi. But thankfully, Tales is just 6 episodes. It's 6 short stories, short episodes that detail certain events from Star Wars history. So yeah, we'll definitely be watching Tales of the Jedi and Andor, of course, until they both wrap up. But I think actually it might come out the same day as Andor season or the Andor episode 6 actually, maybe. From what I'm remembering. It's out next week, I believe. It's one of those dates next week. It was around this time. Next week it's coming out. I remember. Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
So yeah. But and of course in February, WM, you know what we're reviewing then. Mando 3. But until then, we got 2 Star Wars shows to review. Maybe we'll do a Black Adam episode if we're both interested in that. Um, but yeah, that's it. It's Star Wars and Black Adam until Black Panther 2 comes out, and I'm not really excited for Marvel stuff right now. So yeah. No, but I get So I guess we'll see him next week then for Andor, and if I can remember correctly, I think Tales of the Jedi. So yeah, we'll be talking about Andor episode 6, and possibly also in the same episode, maybe Star Wars Tales of the Jedi 1. So we'll see about that. But is there anything you want to say at the end here? Maybe your thoughts on Andor as a whole. Like, what do you give the show right now? Fully, like, any links or stuff you want to talk about? Just talk about what you want to do to so for the wrap up here.
I give the show probably 7 out of 10 so far.
7 out of 10. I could see that. That's fair. I would probably get this an 8 or 9, possibly a 10. But these final 2 episodes that we got so far, I think it's a 9, maybe an 8 for me because of the a little bit slower. I'd say definitely probably 9. It's on
It's
the
probably gonna
verge of
get.
a 10.
It's probably
Yeah,
gonna get to an 8 or 9 to me after a couple episodes more.
I thought the Ferrex arc was 10 out of 10. So think that I think that once we get that good episode and see all the of this new arc together, I think we'll be thinking a lot better of it than what we think now. Because these are arcs, and that's the thing. These can't be. If I was going, you know what I would say to someone who wants to watch Andor? I would say definitely watch this.
What?
If you want to watch it while it's on, fine, completely fine. But I think this show is something you need to watch when they're all out. I think it's a binge show and not a because the everything connects together. It's like it goes like a one full story, you know. So
Yeah,
for me, if I was going to say what to do, I'd say definitely try and binge it. But if you just want to watch it, you like it, watch the show while it's coming out. Me and WM have to do it because we run a podcast talking about movies and TV shows we like and other stuff we like. So of course we got to cover it when it's coming out. But I would definitely recommend for a normal person, binge watch it unless. But if you don't want to binge and want to watch it while it's coming out, do that too. But I think that this show, regardless of how you watch it, is really good and it's definitely worth your time. There's been a few Star Wars shows recently that have not been worth the time or have had good moments, but they haven't lived up. I'm talking about Kenobi and Boba Fett, everybody. Boba Fett was disappointing but had good moments, and Kenobi was utter trash. So, and I don't care, Kenobi fanboys. It's not a good show. It breaks canon. Screw off. No, I'm joking. But no, but the last part I'm joking about the screw off. But I do believe that I don't know how anyone can like Kenobi of how much it breaks stuff. It should be Luke and Obi Wan Kenobi, and that should have been the show. There should have been no Vader because that shouldn't happen yet. But I'm sorry, we're talking about a whole different show now. Um, but yeah, we're gonna probably wrap this up here now, so we can because we're recording this late at night. It's midnight for me, and it's 11 for
It
WM.
is?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. So he's like, "Hey, do you want to?" One more funny thing. He's like, "Do you want to record at 10?" Because we talked because we're talking about this, and so earlier today, I'm like, "Yeah, that's great." I'm because I'm good at night mainly. I have more time and stuff is real better at night. I said, "Sure." And at 10 my time, I'm like, "Hey, you ready?" And then he's like, "It's 9." I'm like, "Oh yeah." I gotta wait for you. No, I'm sure, but um, no, it was fun, and I didn't mind because we got to talk about a pretty great show, I think, and we got to have some fun, and yeah. But we will be back with episode 6 and possibly Tales of the Jedi next week. And if there's anything more interesting to talk about or just other topics, we will definitely talk about it. There just hasn't been a lot in movies or TV that's been interesting us besides Andor and Star Wars stuff. And for movies, we haven't had a good blockbuster, like a good one that's been coming out, except I guess now Black Adam. So yeah, I mean, there's not a lot out there, but yeah, I'm gonna give the show a 9 out of 10. I'd say WM gave it about a 7 or 8, which is pretty good considering. Uh, but yeah, thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Building and Chatting podcast where we talk about Andor episodes 1 through 5. And thanks everybody for supporting the channel, supporting the first episode. We are still growing. But everyone that watched that first episode, the Cobra Kai episode, thank you. Yeah, we really do appreciate it, and we appreciate everything that you'll do to support this episode and the future ones. But for now, WM, I think we're going to wrap this up. I think we've talked about our hearts out about Andor. We like it. We're excited for Tales of the Jedi, and we'll talk to you later. We'll see you next week, everybody. Goodbye.
Yep. Bye.